Hi there, and if you're wondering first off why I look this way, same hat of course, just pulled to the front. Um, Someone wanted me to do a video like this, so thought why not? And plus it shows people why I wear this hat a lot. It's a Rambo hat, that's why. But getting to the video, it's 11 directors who I feel should get another shot. Meaning, they made some really good films, but they haven't really gotten a lot of chances like some of these other guys, like Uwe Boll. Like Uwe Boll constantly gets chances and constantly makes films, but I don't really think that should be the case. I think there's a lot of other people who it's sad that they haven't made a lot of films because I think they have a lot of talent. And number one, and I could go all day, but I'll probably pick 11 guys. And first guy I'm going to pick is Steve Wang. Now, if you don't know who Steve Wang is, it's a shame because if you look at his credits, and I'm going to show you, he's directed 7 things. He helped direct The Diver, but that was also Screaming Mad George, who had never directed anything. But by himself, he directed The Diver 2, Dark Hero. Much better than the first one. It's R-rated. It's what you would want out of a Diver movie. It's very well done. Martial arts scenes, choreography, still have some good suits. I don't know why. For me, they kind of didn't look as good as the first one, but they're still good suits. And your lead guy is David Hayter, the voice of Snake in the Metal Gear Solid video games. But The Diver 2, really solid for their low budget. This film cost like $900,000. And Steve Wang seems like a guy who knows how to use his budget, who knows what he's doing. So I imagine if this guy can do this film for $900,000, and I'm basically double checking, see if I'm double checking something to see if that is the price. I think this was though like 900,000. Yeah, $900,000. This budget was. It looks great. I mean, yeah, you could tell it's low budget at times, but there's a lot of good stuff in this, and it just amazes me. $900,000, and this is better than, I would say it's better than John Carter by a mile. That costs how many hundreds of millions of dollars? That's pretty sad. So you have Steve Wang who directed this film, and then the next film he would direct is a film I talk about all the time. Before Rush Hour, there was Drive with Kadeem Hardison and Mark Dacascos. I like Rush Hour. I like Rush Hour 2. This was before Rush Hour, and in my opinion, it's much better than Rush Hour. And again, I like Rush Hour 1 and 2. But this one, you have the comedy, it's still very funny, and the martial arts scenes are amazing. The action scenes are very well done. If you guys ever find Drive, I'm sure it's on YouTube. And of course, not the one with Ryan Gosling, which I also like. But yeah, this is 1997, and even Kadeem Hardison, Brett Ratner went up to him much later on and said, I saw this film you were in called Drive. Man, if that film got a wide release, we would never really be able to release our film. So even I like that Brett Ratner gave it props. That was cool of him to do. And this film, which amazes me again, I just want to double check on that. $3.5 million this film cost. That's it. The reason I keep mentioning budget is that I think a problem nowadays is runaway budgets. Like the Lone Ranger. Why is the Lone Ranger movie costing over $200 and some million? Why? There's no fucking reason. It's the Lone Ranger. See, it seems like you just have a huge budget, but you don't see it on the screen. Or you have a huge budget, but to be honest, it don't matter for shit. If you don't have a good story, or if you don't have good action, or if you don't have good chemistry between your characters. Steve Wang seems like he knows what he's doing, especially with a low budget. $900,000, he creates a very solid R-rated badass movie. For $3.5 million, he creates, I think, one of the best buddy movies of all time. Can't say buddy cop because no one's a cop, but buddy movies of all time. The action scenes, the fight scenes are fantastic. I'm not even lying about that. Mark Dacascos and T.D. Hardison are very funny with each other. They have great chemistry. Brittany Murphy, she's great in this. Drive, excellent film. I can't ever speak highly of it. I just always pimp this movie out because it is a very underrated film. I don't fucking understand why this film never got a wide release. This is the DVD from overseas that has all the special features, but there's a bare bones DVD in the US. And Steve Wang did these two great movies, and what has he done now? An episode of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Little work on a TV show called Sirens of the Deep. And some episodes of Kamen Rider Dreading Night. This guy has not even had a chance to direct a movie since these two. I mean, back to back, Driver 2 and Drive. Two excellent films. Here's my thing. Get him to direct the Ninja Turtles movie. I would feel much better if you get this guy to do the Ninja Turtles movie. Why? You put these two together, you get a Ninja Turtles film. Driver 2, R-rated, knows how to work with people in suits and martial arts. Yes, I know they'll never make it R-rated. I know, but it's in my dreams, in my head. But the guy knows how to use a low budget, so it's not a runaway budget. Use what you got. Give him a bigger budget, then he can go. If he can do this for $3.5 million, imagine what he could do for $50 million, $80 million. Whatever budget they give in this movie. Knows how to use guys in suits with martial arts, with a good intensity and visceralness. But also you have some humor, some back and forth humor. Some fun chemistry between your characters. As well as, once again, excellent fight scenes. And a good, fun style to it. And then you put these two together, the humor with the characters, chemistry, along with excellent fight scenes, and then knowing how to work with suits and creatures. That's perfect for a Ninja Turtles film. That is perfect. Steve Wang is the perfect guy for it. But hey, they want to get the guy who did fucking... I like Battle Los Angeles. I do. I still love that movie. I did not like Wrath of the Titans. I thought the first Clash of the Titans was much better. Wrath of the Titans was nothing much. So, you know, the guy needs a lot to prove to me. Because Battle Los Angeles is nothing like Ninja Turtles. These are. So Steve Wang, he should get more work. It's a shame he hasn't. I think it's kind of bullshit. And the guys worked in makeup effects as well, so that even makes it even better. I don't understand. Yeah, perfect director, you're not going to give him a chance. Now, number 2, the second guy I want to talk about is a guy who has not been able to direct a film since 2007. Hasn't even been able to work since 2007. That's 5 years, folks. And that's Michael Davis, who did Shoot 'Em Up. Shoot 'Em Up, I'll say right now, I like Shoot 'Em Up more than Expendables 2. I gotta say. That's a shame. I don't hate Expendables 2, I like it okay. but I can say I like Shoot 'em Up more. Shoot 'em Up has that over-the-top, you know, ness, has that humor, but it has action scenes that you're just like, wow, this is just crazy. It's very fast-paced. Clive Owen is a badass. It is like a live-action cartoon in a way, but that was on purpose. It's very funny. You obviously know if the lead guy is saying, "What's up, Doc?" with a carrot, and then kills a guy, stabs a guy with a fucking carrot. You know they're not taking the film seriously. It's on purpose. It's a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. It's very fast-paced. It's well-directed. It's definitely R-rated. Paul Giamatti makes a really crazy bad guy. Clive Owen is great in this. This is a sorely underrated film that did nothing when it came out. I do want to review this film. I think I reviewed this one time, but then copyright because of the trailer. Because the company is a douchebag. I think it was, yeah, douchebags. But love this film. Excellent film. Entertaining film. Fun film. Not to be taken seriously. And I knew that. And it's just, the action scenes are more memorable. It's more fast-paced. It's more lively. You go in this film knowing that it's, take the John Woo and the Bugs Bunny cartoon, you put it together, it's kind of that movie. And it's so over the top, it's entertaining. And they did it on purpose. You can tell they did it on purpose. Highly underrated. Should have been a hit, and it wasn't. Wanted was, which to me, this film kissed the shit out of Wanted, in my opinion. But it's sad. Michael Davis has not had a chance to work since 2007. Michael Davis should have directed Max Payne and get a different actor. Not this dumbass who's doing Die Hard 5. But Shoot 'em Up, very underrated. And Michael Davis, he should have another chance. He directed another film before that called Monster Man, which I wasn't a big fan of, but this film proved to me that this guy had what it takes. And unfortunately, the guy hasn't written anything, hasn't directed anything since 2007. That's a shame. There's a lot of other worse directors still working in today's age. This guy, Michael Davis, should still be working. So that's why he's number 2. Number 3 is a guy named Scott Mann. If you're wondering why I keep looking on IMDb, it's because to let you guys know what this guy has done since then. Now, if I can find the... there it is. Now, Scott Mann made a film that went direct-to-video in the U.S. I don't know if it did anything worldwide, but in the U.S., it went direct-to-video. Now, Scott Mann had directed short films, video documentaries, short films, something called Down Amongst the Dead Men, but looks like it was another short. Really, this was his breakout movie, because previously he directed short films. This is his breakout film, The Tournament. You have Ving Rhames, you got Robert Carlyle, you got Kelly Hu, you got, that's right, Scott Adkins. I wanted to make sure, I'm like, yeah, that is Scott Adkins. And this guy has not worked again since. This was 2009. So 3 years, nothing. And The Tournament is a really well done. This is a film that really surprised me. I saw this and I went, wow, how come this didn't get a fucking Weinstein Company, Dimension Films? Why didn't this get a theatrical release? The Tournament. You know, Ving Rhames is great. Robert Carlyle. Everybody does a great job. The action scenes are very well done. It's definitely R-rated. If you've never seen The Tournament, this is another film that's very underrated that should be talked about more. It's a film that it's better than a lot of action films today. And that's sad. But this director, Scott Mann, showed me that, wow, this guy knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to make an action movie, to be honest. It's a lot of fun. It's entertaining. $8 million budget, apparently this film had. $8 million budget. It looks a lot more expensive than that. That's why I keep talking about budgets, because you have all these directors who don't know what the fuck they're doing, spending $50 million on a movie that I'm like, wow, that looks like shit. You just wasted $50 million on shit. And people wonder, oh, what's the problem with movies today? Well, I think one problem is overspending on bullshit. You watch movies, you go, why the fuck did it cost that much? I watched Rush Hour 3. I'm like, why, how the fuck did it cost that much money? Egos, paychecks, paychecks, and egos. Fuck the egos, fuck the paychecks, worry about your goddamn movie. Get back to the movie first and foremost. Shit. And that's what these movies do. I mean, these movies was about the movie first. Like, I just want to double check something. If I can watch this film, Tournament, I think there's no more production value in that movie than Rush Hour 3. I think it's a better movie than Rush Hour 3. I know some of my friends will agree with me. Rush Hour 3 was one of those films that just disappointed me. I have it for the collection, but it did disappoint me. I think Drive is much better. I think this film is much better. And again, the Tournament, to clarify, costs around $8 million. $8 million, that's it. You know, non-stop action. And then I am going to look up another movie real quick. Okay, Shoot 'em Up. This cost $39 million. And you know what? It looks like double that. Easily double that. This is non-stop action. You know how someone said, oh, non-stop? This is literally non-stop action from beginning to end. Literally non-stop action. I mean, how can you hate a movie that has a song, oh, yeah, kids start my heart. You know, this is an $8 million. They look more expensive than Rush Hour 3, and that film cost fucking $140-some million. That's insane. But Scott Mann made a really good action film. He deserves another chance. He really does. So number 4 is a guy named Marco Brambilla. Now, if you're wondering who the hell that is, well, the guy made, I think, 2 movies. I don't say 1, but 2 movies. And he's never directed again since. And that is bullshit. Well, technically, I guess he never directed, but the very first movie this guy directed, Demolition Man. I mean, come on, fresh out of the gate, you direct Demolition Man? This is a classic movie. This movie kicks ass. It's funny, it's action-packed. One of Stallone's best movies. Demolition Man kicks a lot of ass. Then he made another film which I actually want to see again called Excess Baggage with Alicia Silverstone and Benicio del Toro. But that film didn't do anything, so then pretty much nothing. 2002 he did a TV miniseries called Dinotopia. Then 2006 he directed a segment called Sink and something called Districted. I'm like, really? Like, 1997 he directed 2 things. One's TV, one's a segment, not even a whole movie. I mean, this guy doesn't even get another chance. The guy who directed Demolition Man, you can't give him more chances. Demolition alone, that movie alone should give him more chances than that. Number 5 is a guy named Ben Ramsey. Now, Ben Ramsey, this guy, he wrote The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg, which, to be honest, is one of the only films I like Mark Wahlberg in. Now, he wrote Dragon Ball Evolution, which I'm not a fan of, so not a fan of that. But he wrote The Big Hit, which is much better. But I'm talking about the guy as a director. Now, the guy directed 2 films. Love and a Bullet, which I have never seen Love and a Bullet. Never seen that film. Stars Treach. I think one of my friends said he liked it, so I haven't seen it. But the other film he directed in 2009 was Blood and Bone. Blood and Bone is without doubt one of Michael Jai White's best movies. Blood and Bone, it's straightforward, it's to the point. You have really well done fight scenes and wide shots. And his plan was, get people who know how to fight and let them fight. You know, let them do what they can do. I don't need to edit like crazy if they know how to fight. I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about because he does a commentary track, very funny one with him and Michael Jai White and others. He hasn't directed a film since Blood and Bone. That was 2009. That's 3 years. Why isn't this guy directing more movies? Even movies... Whoops, sorry. See, I'm getting so pissed I'm fucking hitting my table. Because it's bullshit. There's so many other directors directing all these direct-to-DVD movies that are shitty. This guy directs a good one and he can't get another job? That's bullshit. You watch Blood and Bone, it's a direct-to-video film, direct-to-DVD, but it's still a fun one. If you like action, you'll like Blood and Bone. This guy should get another shot. Now this next one, really, this one doesn't make sense to me. At number 6. This one I am dumbfounded on. I am dumbfounded. This guy, okay, the first film Mark DiSalle directed, Kickboxer. The second film he directed, Perfect Weapon. The third film he directed was nothing. Let me say that again. The same guy who directed Kickboxer and Perfect Weapon never directed again. Even producer, okay, he produced Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Death Warrant, The Perfect Weapon, and Street Night. All 5 films I enjoy. So he produced 5 films, all of them good. Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Death Warrant, The Perfect Weapon, Street Night. He produced all 5 of them, and I like all 5 of them. And he directed 2 films, and that's it. 2 movies. Both of these are excellent action films. What the fuck? I seriously want to know what the fuck. Now it says here he's actually producing a new film called 1 Square Mile with Kim Basinger and some guy named Cam Gigantic. I don't even know who the hell this guy is. Oh, the guy from fucking... He was in Never Back Down. Really? That guy's did another movie? Damn. Oh, and he was in that small part in Pandorum. Well, I guess he's gotta eat. It's only been since 1993, since... Like, the last time he produced something was 1993. Damn, 20 years. Well, almost 20 years. 19 years. But the film he's producing will be released 2030. I guess he had to eat after 20 years. He's like, I need something. But why does this guy not direct anything? He directed Kickboxer and Perfect Weapon. You tell me after these 2, he could not get another job directing? I know, someone's going to say, well, maybe he chose not to direct again. Okay, there's nothing I can say about that then. I'm just saying, these are directors who I wish could have... I would love to have seen more from this guy, Mark DiSalle. The guy who directed these 2 movies, Mark DiSalle, I would love to have seen more of him. I really would. I think that's a shame. That's a shame. Number 7 is John McTiernan. I want to see this guy direct a movie again. I don't know if he's still in jail. I don't know if he's out of jail. I don't know if he said, fuck it, I quit. I don't want to do any movies. John McTiernan, I want to see this guy direct a movie again. I do. I really do. I really do. Because I look at his directing. Nomad's never seen. I've heard it was shit. Predator, classic. Die Hard, classic. Hunt for Red October, not for me. Medicine Man, never seen it. Last Action Hero, I love it. Die Hard with a Vengeance, I love it. 13th Warrior, Rollerball, not for me. But I really love Basic. The last film he directed, Basic, with John Travolta, I really liked that film. That was 2003. Please let this guy direct again. Please. You know what? I would rather have him direct Expendables 2. I really do. I'd rather have him direct Die Hard 5. I want to know, where the hell is John McTiernan? Is he still in jail? Can we break him out of jail? I think recently he was having an appeal. October 2010, John McTiernan was sentenced to a year in prison. He appealed the sentence. I guess he was sentenced 2010, but he appealed and it took years for an appeal. And he may have to serve a year in prison. Whatever, just get it over with so you can come back and do movies, man. Should have done it in 2010, said, okay, just do the year and you'd already be out already. You know, I just really would love to see John McTiernan come back to do a movie. I really do. I think this guy, I would love to see him do at least one more action movie. I really do. I think it's a damn shame. Let's see. But that's number 7, John McTiernan. I want to see this guy direct again. I really do. I miss John McTiernan. Yeah, he directed fucking Rollerball, but the last time he directed was Basic, which I liked. So I like to see him do more stuff. Now, the next guy is a guy you probably never heard of at number 8. It's a guy named Joseph Merhi. And the guy's still directing, but mainly directing stuff on a TV series. The last movie he really directed was something called Executive Target in 1997. Michael Madsen, Roy Scheider, Keith David. I heard that was decent. The reason I mentioned Joseph Merhi is that this guy directed a lot of the PM Entertainment films. And PM Entertainment, those guys knew what they were doing. Not saying all of them were classics, but a lot of them, whether they were all PM Entertainment, but a lot of the films this guy did, like, he knew how to handle his low budget. For example, 2 films he directed with Gary Daniels, I think, are 2 of his best. Rage and Riot. I would say this is my favorite Gary Daniels film, Riot. And yes, that is Sugar Ray Leonard. But Riot, to me, is an excellent film. I know this is a weird DVD, but cheap-ass DVD. But Riot was a really, like, wow, they got away with all this on a low budget? That's just crazy. It's just insane. Other films he directed was Last Man Standing, which I reviewed. That's the Jeff Wincott film that I liked. It's the review's still up. And Zero Tolerance. So 4 films. 1994, Zero Tolerance. Then Last Man Standing, really a good Jeff Wincott film. Then Rage, and then Riot. Then he did something called The Sweeper. I think that's the one with C. Thomas Howell. And then he did Executive Target. That's with Michael Madsen and Roy Scheider. And I've heard those are actually decent ones too. But this guy did a lot of, you know, low-budget, direct-to-video, direct-to-DVD stuff. The reason I say that is because this guy, maybe he could do some in the direct-to-video stuff today, or give him an actual budget. Like, if he could make really good films like this on low budgets, maybe you give Joseph Merhi an actual budget, maybe he could do something even more spectacular. Maybe not, but it's worth a shot. So that's why Joseph Merhi is number 8. Number 9 goes to a guy who I think he only directed 2 films. One good, one not so good. But hey, that's 50-50, and there's a lot of other guys who's done a lot worse that get a lot more chances, like Uwe Boll. M. Night Shyamalan has, to be honest, M. Night Shyamalan has made more bad movies than good ones. You could say The Sixth Sense, you could say Unbreakable, you could say Signs. But he also made The Happening, The Village, The Last Fart Bender. Actually, maybe he is equal. Lady in the Water, so no, he's actually half. I knew there was one I was missing. Lady in the Water, The Village, The Fucking Happening. What? No, yeah. The Last Fart Bender. That guy's made more bad movies than good, but he still didn't work. Maybe he just needs someone to write his movies. Probably is the case. I mean, in the same year, he did The Expert, which was not that good with Jeff Speakman. I can admit it. I mean, I can watch it, but he also did this film, Daily Operator, which is a film I keep talking about a lot. Daily Operator is a great film. Great action movie. I mean, a low-budget, direct-to-video film. It kisses the shit out of a lot of films that go in theaters. It really does. I'm going to get castrated for this. I'd rather watch Daily Operator than Expendables 2. I keep mentioning that just to piss people off. But I like Expendables 2 a lot, but I do that. I like Expendables 2 okay, but I just say that just to piss people off. Oh, create controversy. But the Daily Operator I really love. He used his budget very well. Blew guys' balls off and said, you forgot your bulletproof cup. But 2 films, this guy should get another shot. This guy is a stuntman. I guess that's why, because he said, okay, I'm just going to do my job doing stunt work. He's still today doing stunts or stunt coordinator. But it's too bad he didn't direct a lot more, because I thought Daily Operator alone, he deserves at least a couple more chances, but that wasn't to be, I guess. Number 10 is Kurt Wimmer. Now, Kurt Wimmer, this is a guy who some would say he's hit and miss, but I would still like to see this guy direct again. Because he's directed 3 films. Well, he kind of directed One Man's Justice, also known as One Tough Bastard. He kind of directed that, but he got fired and someone else came in to finish it. So I don't know how much he actually directed One Man's Justice, but either way, that's one of the only good Brian Bosworth films, so he probably helped with that. And then he directed Equilibrium, and Equilibrium I really enjoy. Equilibrium is another very underrated film with Christian Bale. I think it's Christian Bale's best movie, to be honest. Equilibrium, really solid with the gun kata. But Ultraviolet, not so much. Ultraviolet was definitely a disappointing film. And in writing-wise, he wrote Street Kings, which I liked. He helped write that. Law Abiding Citizen, I liked that. Salt, not so much. Total Recall, no, not at all. But either way, Kurt Wimmer deserves another chance to direct. I mean, he keeps doing the script stuff. I want to see this guy direct again. You know, even if he did a little bit on One Man's Justice, he did a good job. Equilibrium is a good one. He deserves it. So those are the 11 guys. So, real quick, before I do something else. Steve Wang is number 1. Number 2 is a guy, Michael Davis, for Shoot 'Em Up. Number 3 is Scott Mann, who did The Tournament. Number 4 is Marco Brambilla, who did Demolition Man, one of the really 2 movies he did. He deserves another actual movie. Number 5 is Ben Ramsey, who did Blood and Bone. Number 6 is Mark DiSalle, who did the only 2 films he directed was Kickboxer and The Perfect Weapon. Now come on, I mean, maybe it was his choice, but that sucks. I don't know what happened, but Mark DiSalle, you did. If somehow he sees this, you did 2 great action movies. That's why you're number 6. And this is no order like best, worst. It's just 6 names I picked who I think deserve mention. Number 7, John McTiernan. I really want to see this guy direct again. I just got to get rid of the prison thing, like, you know, get that settled. Number 8, Joseph Merhi, who did Last Man Standing was a good Jeff Wincott film. Zero Tolerance, a really good Robert Patrick film. He also did, I think, Gary Daniels' 2 best movies, Rage and Riot, which is my favorite. That's why he's number 8. Number 9, Rick Avery. Okay, he directed 2 films. One was, but one was Deadly Outbreak. They came out around the same year. I think it was around the same year, 1995. So, you know, this guy deserves to direct again, at least one more time. I would love to see that. Maybe deal with Jeff Speakman again and learn from Deadly Outbreak. Number 10, Kurt Wimmer. And, oh yeah, I did say 11, didn't I? Of course, Kurt Wimmer. Number 11 was Fred Dekker. Can't believe I almost forgot this. Fred Dekker. I mean, Fred Dekker, this guy directed Night of the Creeps, Monster Squad, and RoboCop 3. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as the song will go. I mean, come on. I mean, RoboCop 3 is bad. But if Joe Schumacher can direct again after Batman and Robin, or as I call Batman and Robin, then Fred Dekker should be allowed to direct again sometime. I mean, Night of the Creeps is good. Monster Squad is great. Let Fred Dekker direct again, man. Even writing-wise, he helped with the story of House. He helped with the story of If Looks Could Kill. I like that movie. He helped with the story of Ricochet, which is an alright film. This guy should direct again. This guy hasn't done anything since 2001, 2002, where he produced and wrote a couple stories for Star Trek Enterprise. But, you know, the guy, come on, he directed Night of the Creeps, he directed Monster Squad. RoboCop 3 is bad, it sucks, but let him direct again, man, come on. So, I had to put Fred Dekker in there, because I think that's a shame that RoboCop 3 pretty much killed his career, and I'm like, really? I've seen people make a lot of shittier flops, and they still didn't work. Come on now, man. I guarantee you the director John Carter's don't get another job. That sucks. But, those are my top 11 directors who I feel I would love to see work again, see direct a movie again. I mean, there's other directors that I would like to see have a comeback with a good movie. Jan de Bont. Speed and Twister is a great back-to-back, but then Speed 2, Lara Croft 2, fucking The Haunting, not so good. Peter Hyams, I mean, A Sound of Thunder wasn't that great. Peter Hyams is actually doing another one with Van Damme, but I'm not really that excited because, okay, Van Damme's the bad guy again, but he's facing off against fucking Orlando Jones and Tom Everett Scott. I'm like, the guy from An American Werewolf in Paris and the guy from Mad TV? Is this a comedy? No, really? We're supposed to take these 2 guys serious against Van Damme? You couldn't find anyone else? Seriously? Why didn't you just get fucking Rob Schneider and David Spade, for fuck's sake? No, not that. It's just, really? Orlando Jones and Tom Everett Scott? Those guys? Really? I like Orlando Jones. I really do like Orlando Jones, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I like Peter Hyams, but I don't know. And A Sound of Thunder, I can watch that film, but wow. Shit. I wonder if this actually had the budget that they didn't lose most of it on to finish like their effects and stuff. I wonder if how this would have been. But be nice to see. I love Peter Hyams. He's still one of my favorite directors. Trader Batchley. He did Action Jackson. He did I Come in Peace. He did Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth. But now he did like a lot of those Stephen King miniseries, which I'm not a big fan of, like Rose Red and Storm of the Century. I'm not a fan of those. So it'd be nice to see Trader Batchley come back to do an action film. And what's sad, this one, I'm going to end with this one, because this one does not make any sense to me. And someone can explain it to me. If I'm missing out on something, feel free to let me know. There's a guy named Newt Arnold. I don't know if this is a name that someone made up for it. Maybe that's why. But it doesn't look like it, because he has other credentials on here. As second unit director, first assistant director. And the guy, the last film this guy directed was 1988. That was Bloodsport. And it's sad the guy passed away around the year 2000. That's sad. But someone explain that to me. How is it that the director of Bloodsport never got another directing job? Did the guy say, you know what? I got a lot of heartache in this. I don't want to do it anymore? Did no one, for some reason, give him a chance? Like, what happened here? Did he say, nah, I don't want to direct anymore. I just want to do second unit stuff? I really want to know what happened. Because Newt Arnold, the last film, really, one of the only films he directed, he directed 2 films before, Bloodthirst and Hands of a Stranger, which I don't know about, but the last film he directed was Bloodsport? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And again, produced by Mark DiSalle, who, that's another guy. I'm like, did these guys give up? I mean, it's sad. Like, one guy directed Bloodsport. One guy directed these 2 classic action movies, and they never direct again. It's like the good directors are just quitting. They're quitting, or they got fucked over. I really want to understand that. Because I think Mark DiSalle did a fantastic job directing these movies. Bloodsport is a classic. These movies to me are classics. Mark DiSalle and Newt Arnold, they could kick the shit out of a lot of directors today, especially in the action genre. I really do believe that. So that's sad, but either way, thanks for watching this long-ass video, but either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.